Hey YouTube, coming at you with a try-hard and very balanced, very strong team. Froslass, Lickitung, Swampert. So obviously Swampert super weak to grass. You cover it with an ice. I think Froslass is one of the better ice in this just because there's so many ice now, a sandslash and dugong and walrein that is being hunted by Metacham, and Metacham is everywhere. So I thought that Froslass is a nice answer on the front because Froslass can go with Metacham quite easily, and then Lickitung is a safe swap. I do think that Lickitung is now sort of back as one of the main safe swaps in this meta. It is very, very, very strong as a safe swap. Obviously, the owl was one of the biggest answers to it in the mid game, so that's why it was super, super strong. It was super strong for a long time. That's why it sort of went away. And why I think it is coming back now. So had a decent lead. I chip there. Froslass is one of those Pokemon where if it has energy advantage, it's just so deadly. And you're going to see some in at least one matchup where it just had so much energy advantage and my opponent's just like, oh, I'm screwed. Because that's essentially what it is. I did catch a rock slide on Swampert, which is great because what that allows me to do is basically just take the second move. And now just, again, talk about two Pokemon that are amazing loaded with energy. Swampert and Froslass. Both cover each other's weaknesses super well, and just when loaded with energy, can really, really, really threaten shields. Both a bit glassy, but then you have, again, Lickitung just as a tank in the mid-game there. So Pelipper comes in. Good chip damage there. They kind of have to throw because another Hydro probably would take them out, and they really don't want to shield if they don't have to. I think Froslass is too low at this point. So at this point, I just come in, just going straight, licks, hold back for a catch. I'm now baiting because they probably know I have Power Whip. So getting one bait off here because that would be super effective. And at this point, I may shield back because Quagsire does really, really chunk, and Froslass is pretty low. But because I baited once already, I should be able to get to 2 Power Whips before, even if they bait twice, take me out. I am just gonna, I could have done that. I think I come in here because I know that that is gonna do a ton of damage. And at this point, it's now within lick range and I can save Lickitung for the shield at the back end. They Stone Edge me, which is unnecessary. Again, they just dumped all their energy, so they're dry and they're dry there. I'll just shield this one up, but doesn't matter. Just we're gonna lick down here for the win. So you got bulk in Lickitung, you got coverage in Froslass and Swampert, you have hard hitters and fast chargers in Froslass and Swampert. So very balanced team, very strong team. They just go straight to take a boost and bail, which is something a lot of them do. Umbreon's tough because Froslass obviously super weak to it. Lickitung is very bad against it too because it can only throw the fast move Lick is resisted, right? So Swampert's really my only answer. I'm a little worried that they have Scrafty in the back here, right? Defense Deoxys, Umbreon is a safe swap. Well, Defense Deoxys and Umbreon kind of cover each other's weaknesses, so it could be a third, or it could be like ABB Dark with Defense Deoxys lead. So we'll have to see what's in the back here. But again, doing the sort of getting ahead on energy, expect Defense Deoxys to come back in and just counter me down. That's fine. I will shield here. So that is good chip damage. That's basically within Powder Snow range. That's maybe not true. They are just going straight Psycho Boost and bailing again. So I'm interested to see what is in the back here. It is a Quagsire. Man, people are loving the Quagsire, right? Sorry, subscriber. Quagsire. People are loving this thing. And I think rightfully so. I did grab a shield here, which is okay. Again, I think I'm just trying to get the second one because if they don't shield it, it's just Lick and Body Slam range. If they do shield it, it's Power Whip one-shot range, right? So there is your second shield. I'm going to have to take a Stone Edge here, most likely Stone Edge and maybe a Mud Bomb. So there's the Stone Edge. Lickitung is just so tanky. Take that, attack heavy. Not attack heavy, but Quag. They do get the combo off there, which is okay. This will definitely KO because it is Mud Boy. So goodbye. And now it is super effective licks for super effective counters. They're going to farm me down. They're going to try to counter me down because they need to come out with a move. They do not. I get to the body slam to take it out for the win. So Lickitung, just a tank in the mid game. Easy lead here. So this team is already looking super, super weak to froslass. You're double weak on the front here. You're single weak to ice here. I just go for the I just go for the chip there, or either take it out or grab a shield. And at this point, it's just kind of like, well, they're not going to take this out, right? So I'm going to far outpace to these hydro cannons before they get to a couple earth powers. One earth power goes through, doesn't take me out. So they're down a shield and down switch. They'll come in and farm with Altaria, but that's fine. I can shield up a Froslass and then just see what's in the back here. So chip, again, chip doesn't matter too much. I guess it maybe puts it in powder snow if I want to be super aggressive farm down range, because it's double super effective here. Just waiting out the switch clock because I did throw that move, so our switch timers are desynced. Again, I don't want to take move. Froslass is just too glassy. If you've used it before, just so hits like a truck. Oh yeah, this team is very, very, very weak. Very weak to Froslass. So Froslass is just putting in all sorts of work to take this out. So that is quite an easy win when you're triple weak to Froslass here. Speaking of Froslass, what are your stats? So Froslass does not have... Okay, very, very interesting and not surprising. So I just put up the stat product. So I said there's two things. One is I always look at overall stat products. If you have a 2,000 total stat product for Great League or higher and at least a decent moveset, you're going to be super strong in this meta. If you got a lower stat product, 1,800 and lower, you really need to have a good moveset to be strong in this. So I brought up Swampert, 122.9 attack, 108 defense, 136 stamina. So we know it's sort of a glass cannon, but the moveset, Mudshot, Hydro Cannon, Earthquake are just like so dominant. I go to Froslass, almost identical. 122.5 attack compared to 122.9, 115.5 defense compared to 108.5, and 128 stamina compared to 136. Overall, 1814 compared to 1816. And that is very on par for this Pokemon. A Pokemon with mid stats, but the typing and the moveset, the Powder Snow, Avalanche, Shadow Ball is such a deadly combo overall. So although it is glassy when you play with it, kind of like Swampert, you can feel the glassiness. It's just the moveset really, really makes it super strong in this meta. It was probably stronger before the update, quite honestly, because now you're getting, if you think about it, you're getting more Metachamp, so it's stronger from that perspective, but you're also getting more Lantern, which is a bad matchup. You're getting more a Sandslash, which you can hit super effective with the claws, so that's worse. And you're getting less owls, right? So that is worse for you. So that is the sort of con of Froslass right now. There are still some flyers where you do good against, and there's still tons of Metachamp, so it's a great Pokemon to use. Swampert, everyone is so excited for a Sandslash and others. Swampert is now basically like almost unchecked, right? Not that Trevenant has gone away completely, but your hardest answer in Trevenant is now gone. And Swampert was already a great answer to Lantern. Does great against, not great, but does decent against Metachamp. Like, can definitely hang in there. Hits every single neutral thing hard against, like you're seeing Sableyes and Scrafties, like those Hydro Cannons just add up. So I think Swampert, personally on my list, has jumped up even more so than it has in the past. And Metachamp, again, Metachamp comes in thinking like, oh, I got a great matchup here. These Licks and Body Slams add up quickly, and I do have maybe even let them throw here and then just come straight into Swampert and go Earthquake to take this out. Like, just super strong Dynamic Punch. Did not expect that, so that is unfortunate. Had I known that, I definitely would have not let that go through. So I will shield this up. Get to the Earthquake, because Hydro... I know the Shadow would take the Hydro out from this range. I don't know about the non-Shadow. So I'm just going to be safe here and throw that. They get to Foul Play. Foul Play probably won't take me out from this range. Return will take me out, but now Body Slam for the resisted win here. And like saying again, Medicham matchup, not terrible. Great against Lickitung and all these water type Pokemon because of the Power Whip. Body Slam spam, real. Sableye in the mid game, great answer for the lick. So Lickitung, Cress is starting to come up as a safe swap. Great with answer with the licks. So that's why this team was so dominant for me. If I honestly had to pick the weakest link, Froslass probably was the weakest link because Swampert, like I said, Swampert is basically unchecked right now because there's not a ton of grass and there's a ton more mud boys that people are trying to use where you just do fine against them. And I think Lickitung is quite good. There are a lot more fighters. Like I always talk about Medicham, but again, you're going to see here, like the licks and body slams add up a ton. So it's forcing them. And they try and farm down and I win with switch. Look at that. Like I just outlicked a counter user, right? So to flip switch, not that it matters here too much, but Lickitung is very, very, very strong. Like you could use a Ninetales with Charm. I tried it. The only problem is, well, it's not even the Lickitung matchup against Registeel isn't even as bad as you think it is. But yeah, this matchup is okay. They call one. I end up catching on the Froslass to just absorb that. I can now get to 2 Hydros to win. I think I probably got to watch out for them catching 2 now. But if they're stuck in their animation, because they Rock Smackdown is 1 turn longer than Mudshot, catching for the win and Mudshotting down, straight domination. Kind of a rough lead because they know Brutal Swing and Overheat and both hit for super effective. So I'm just trying to like grab a shield or chip this as much as I can, and then I'll see what I can do in the back end here. So I grab a shield. I expect them to go Brutal Swing because I know that it's just super effective and they're just like they could probably just get to 2 before I get to another one. I may shield, yeah, just because I think I can grab the last shield back here or take it out. So I will, I think, grab the last shield if I remember. And they are smart, like they play this well, they double shield, but then they like throw right before I get to the 3rd. So they are going to be loaded with energy. I come in Swampert, and I think they throw the Overheat instead of like a couple Brutal Swings, and I didn't really understand it at the time. I get that Overheat as a nuke, but it's a resisted nuke at that. Defense Deoxys. I'm going to throw 1 Hydro. The question is, do I throw 2 Hydros and then bail into Lickitung to get the licks off? Yeah, I think so. Actually, I think I get to, because I know they're lower now, I think I get to either catch or throw here. I think a catch, yeah. I just go loaded. I know they're going to double Psycho Boost. They've already lowered their attack times 2. They're now lowered times 4. So they're doing super effective counters, which isn't doing much. And I'm doing super effective licks, which those are adding up. So throw your 4 times lowered Psycho Boost. I will just absorb that. I have 2 Hydros loaded on Swampert. I have basically 2 Body Slams loaded here. What are they going to do here besides come into very loaded Pokemon? And there is your Cress. Again, a lot more Cress showing up. Rightfully so. It's a super strong Pokemon, but these licks are not your friend if you're a Cress. It is super tanky though, so that is not a problem for it to just take these moves. Probably take these moves and then either snipe the Hydro. The problem is 1 Hydro won't take out. They do catch on a Weezing, which was interesting because the Weezing is actually got a decent amount of health left, but not anymore, and I still get to move. Goddamn Swampert, such a tank, such a broken Pokemon. I mean, I know that like it sees a blade of grass and it dies, but God, it's just so good. So yeah, Swampert is still just so super strong in the Open Great League. If you have it, I would build around that. Lickitung I think is a great safe swap now. A lot less owls, plus it does well against most of the other meta, right? Especially like sandslash. You see sandslash, it's going to throw resisted claws at you. And I guess the ice punches and drones are going to add up, and you don't really have a move to throw at it. But I know you win the matchup just going lick and body slam. And froslass, again, froslass is good, has its limitations, but I think it's a worthy of a spot as well. So that is a team. That is its strengths and weaknesses. And yeah, so I'm gonna post this later. If you want team ideas for the new Pokemon, I believe I haven't made the video yet, but I'm gonna make that now. I'm gonna make a video on how to team build with the new Pokemon. So that'll go up probably Thursday, and then this will go up like Friday or on the weekend. So that is it. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate the thumbs up and comments. The plan is to do a vlog again for Community Day to go up Sunday. So I appreciate you watching. Okay, yeah. Dan's rant time. In terms of the vlog, I made a hilarious joke that, so it was my lowest click-through rate video possibly of all time. Click-through rate. So on a good video, when you guys are really interested in watching a video, the average click-through rate at the beginning is like 20%. If it's an average video, it's about 15%. And then like a really bad video is like 10% click-through rate. And this video was like a 7% click-through rate. So I made a joke of if anyone watched High School Musical, the first one, stick to the status quo. Like, don't do these vlogs. But the actual likes on the video and the comments of I want to see more of this was actually quite high. So it was interesting. So it seems like if you watched it, you liked it. It just wasn't a lot of people clicking through and watching it. So I will do an Ask You Community Day because I want to just show you, not so much the Community Day grind, just like the how I can cheat so much with a car on a Community Day compared to walking. So I'm going to showcase that. And like I said, Specimen Known has already bought me the GoFest Global ticket end of August. So I will vlog that. And we'll see if I can do any other vlogs in between. Another thing I will mention, if you're still here, I will be wife and kidless. They spend a lot of time at her dad's cottage in the summer, and I'm still like working during the week. But that means I have a lot more nights free. So I do plan on streaming either on either one night or a couple nights, or like weekend during the day. I'm still undecided when, but stay tuned for some streaming. But that is it. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.